Hey guys, I am so excited to be bringing this episode of Deconstructed to you. Today we are deconstructing the tech stack of Jenna Kutcher. Now I absolutely love everything that Jenna has built. Her business model is incredible. I mean, she has online courses for pretty much every social media platform, photography, all of it. It's incredible. She is an absolute boss. So today we're going to take a look behind the scenes of how she actually runs her business and what platform she uses. I've already done the investigating, so I have her tech stack written out in front of me, but I'm going to show you exactly how all of the pieces fit together and make this one cohesive online business. So this is her tech stack in all of its glory. So her website is built on Showit, which is actually the page designer itself. It's hosted through Wordpress. So her blog and everything is Wordpress. And then the actual front end page builder and customizer is Showit. For her email marketing, she actually uses Infusionsoft, and I know she is an affiliate or like in the creator team of Flowdesk, but she doesn't actually use that for her business herself. She uses Infusionsoft. And for any inline opt-ins, so embedded forms on her website, they're also built in Infusionsoft. But if you were to click a button and a pop-up was coming up, it's actually built in Leapages or Leadboxes. So two different softwares there for both inline and pop-up opt-in forms. The webinar platform of choice is EasyWebinar. It's really customizable and really easy to use, especially for automated webinars that are like on a rolling schedule. So if you're running an evergreen webinar selling into your course, EasyWebinar is an awesome one to use. So I'm all behind that. And then her courseware is Kajabi. So all of her Pinterest, Instagram photography courses are all hosted on Kajabi. For her online store, I know she sells products, physical products as well as digital products. So all of that is hosted on Shopify, and the sales cart is actually on Samcart. So let's actually put our detective hats on and dive in now, and I'll show you how all of these pieces fit together and work as a whole. Let's jump straight in. On the home page, this is what we are met with. So I can see just from the design that it is built in Showit. I use Showit personally, so I know what those kind of websites look like. They're so customizable and it's really, really beautiful. So yeah, I can tell just by looking, but I have this magic tool up here called What Runs, and if you click on this whilst you're on any website, it will show you what it's actually built on. And if you are on a WordPress site or something similar, it will show you the plugins installed as well as the theme they are using. So if you ever love someone's website heaps and you want to replicate or get the same platform so that you know what's possible, this is a really awesome way of snooping. This is new. So when I did the research for this video, which was only a couple of weeks ago, she was actually advertising a masterclass. So her call to action has changed already. Take the quiz. Cool, okay. So just from looking at this, I'm assuming it is try interact, but I always have to go for an inspect and figure out what is actually happening. So there should be like an overarching div for the entire, yeah. Yep, it's a try interact. So you can see by the URL that this is just an embedded try interact quiz, which is really cool. I like that on the homepage. So we scroll down and we have some freebies to level up your game. So let's click this one and see what happens. So this is a Leadpages lead box. You can tell because they all have a very similar design, but they also have this Leapages and this favicon. So I am an absolute stickler for favicons. If you don't update your favicon from the default platform one, holy moly, you're in my bad books. It just looks so much cleaner and more professional if you don't have the Leadpages favicon there. Being a lead box, this should actually pop up on the page when you click this button rather than opening an entire new tab. So something is funky there. That's all right. Free preset, where does this one take us? So this one takes us actually to a really small landing page. Send it to me. Oh, this one's quite pretty actually. Let's do an inspect. Yeah, Leadpages again. All right, cool. So this is another Leadpages form. It's just actually doing its pop-up job. So good on it. And then last one here, 3 life-changing secrets. It is another small landing page with, yeah, see the pop-ups are not working properly, but this is another Leadpages. So any pop-up opt-ins are all done through the Leadpages Leadboxes. And I actually get so many questions about how to create these podcast previews. Essentially in Showit, you can just drag and drop elements wherever you want them. So this is essentially just a bunch of colored rectangles with some text on top. And then if you watch down the bottom here, if I hover over one of these titles or even the little play button, it's linking out to a blog post. So there's no fancy plugin or platform that does these podcast previews. It's just Showit is incredible as a page builder, so it lets you put anything anywhere, and that's what that is. Not your average blog, so let's have a look at this. So her blog is actually on a separate domain, which is really interesting. And just by the look of it again, I am assuming this is a Showit site. Yes, and being a Showit site, the blog is actually built in WordPress. So WordPress is the hosting platform and the actual like base, and then Showit is the page designer on top. So you do all of the creating and everything in Showit, and then the blog will show up as being on WordPress. And then just a pretty normal blog post page. Awesome. It's interesting that it's on a separate domain. Anyway, let's go back to the home page and keep scrolling. So we've got her website, we've got her blog, we've got her pop-up opt-ins, Learn with Jenna, my courses. So the Instagram lab, Pinterest lab, podcast lab, and the list to launch lab. So let's have a look at one of these. So this is a subdomain. Little phrase before the dot means that it is a subdomain, and this is obviously a sales page because there is no navigation at all other than to purchase. So scrolling through here, it's a really beautiful sales page. If I click straight down to the payments, Proof is the widget that creates those little pop-ups, so that's another platform to chuck in there. But what I want to do is have a look where this takes me. Now this is a weird layout. I'm assuming this is supposed to be a pop-up as well. Interesting. Anyway, this is Samcart, which is a checkout software. So similar to Thrivecart, just an alternative really. It's really popular in the US, whereas Thrivecart is very popular in Australia. You've got a little bump offer there to add to your order. Favicon, once again, drives me insane. Yeah, cool. So Samcart for the checkout. Add that one to the list. All right, let's go back to the home page. I'm assuming the Pinterest lab, yep, another subdomain. Podcast lab, another subdomain. Wowee. List to launch, another subdomain. All right, so we've got the blog, the 4 courses, and the home page. So far, 6 websites. What else can we find out? My favorite things. Oh, okay, so her shop. Let's go have a look. All right, so this is still on her main domain, but I'm assuming if I click through to a product, yeah, it's going to take me over to a shop. think this is a Shopify. Yes, and I would be correct. Cool, so Shopify for the purchases, Samcart for the online courses, and then her actual courseware itself is in Kajabi. So I don't think there is any way of actually viewing that, but I know from previously previewing one of her courses that it is all built out in Kajabi. What else can we find? An embedded form. All right, let's inspect. Infusionsoft. Okay, so we're using Leapages for the pop-up, Infusionsoft for embedded forms. So I've just landed on the Goal Digger podcast homepage. I'm really interested by this, so I want to find out what this little embedded player is from. So audio shortcode. Oh, Libsyn. Okay, awesome. So she's uploading using a podcast platform called Libsyn, one of the tried and tested. That and Podbean are probably like the two most popular. So yeah, you can see they're just using a really simple embed code to pop that in. If we hit listen now, where does it take us? Listen now. All right, so this takes us to a individual blog post. So there's no actual like listen now, it's just taking to the individual blog posts. So I just got hit with a pop-up. Let's do an inspect, as always. All right, I'm scrolling down here. I can see a link here, Society 6. I'm pretty sure that is an online store. All right, it's a Leadpages Leadbox, all good. So we're just being served for the pop-up. All right, cool. I think we've done enough snooping here. Let's head back to the home page. All right, back on the main page. I think that's about it. So that is a pretty hefty tech stack. I hope it gives you some insight into what really goes into the back end of running an online business. There is so many pieces to the puzzle, and all you see is the integrated, beautiful, automated front end, and that's how it's supposed to be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have recommendations or suggestions on who you would like me to deconstruct next, I would love you to leave suggestions in the comments below. I'm just getting started with this series, so the possibilities are endless. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I upload next. I do really in-depth reviews of tech platforms for online businesses, as well as tips and tricks of entrepreneurship and translating the tech talk in online business, because I know there is a lot of jargon and a lot of it can be simplified. So that's what I'm here to do. So please subscribe, and I will see you again soon.